Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Toy Ventures. Before we start, I just want to get this out of the way. This week I had a really bright point in it, and that is we reached 15,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you all so much for this. I'm just so glad that I resonate with so many folks. It's very validating and encouraging, and I promise you more content. I just really appreciate it. It really was the shot in the arm I needed this week. So, having said that, to celebrate 15,000 subscribers, I'm going to do one of my favorite things, and that is unbox a box of knockoffs I've picked up from my friend. And this is a doozy. I've got a really good episode for you, some really weird stuff in here, and most of it has a sci-fi theme to it, so you may recognize some of the characters they're trying to emulate or rip off, and other times it's just weird. And I love weird. I think you do too. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, our first subject is the only non-science fiction character in this batch, and that is JungleJim, King of the Jungle. I think Tarzan might have something to say about that, or I guess Tarzan's a lord. I don't know. Anyway, JungleJim is a very familiar face to me. That is a Dynaman face, and he's got that wonderful, G.I. Joe-esque flocking, which is just awesome. Unlike the other Dynaman knockoffs I've gotten over the last few weeks, if you recall, I had a guy by the name of Tough Guy and another karate-type fellow. I can't remember his name now. This guy's on a really cheap body. Like, the hands aren't even formed on this thing. This looks like it would fall apart in like 10 seconds of play. But it looks like he's basically sold to sell the outfit itself, which is actually quite nice. And it comes with a bunch of accessories, including a rather well-made hat, the rifle that is literally in every G.I. Joe knockoff ever, and a canteen, so he won't get thirsty. He's really kind of a neat piece, and I do love his polka dot faux scarf there underneath. That's a nice attention to detail for such a cheesy figure. The header card is awesome. I don't know if I agree with making fonts using leopard print like that. It's very hard to read. And of course, this is made in the Crown Colony of Hong Kong. Yeah, this guy's awesome. And I loved themed adventurer type toys like this. This is obviously meant to compete with, G.I. Joe and Marx's Buck Hunter and that kind of a theme of toy. And well done. I love this guy. If you recall from a couple episodes ago, I managed to get one of these Dolly Girl About Town figures. And, I'm not really into girl fashion dolls, but this kind of weird big-headed doll had a Mego from the Planet of the Apes Cornelius top as her dress. And this has happened a lot. It's actually quite commonplace to find, leftover Mego outfits on fashion dolls. I've seen dozens of these, and I've shown them on the show before. And these are not a real big surprise. But of course, my contact had more than one of these, and he has generously sent me two this time. Both, I think you'll find familiar. The first one is very obviously wearing a General Ursus or late model soldier ape tunic. Again, just as a dress, because this doll is so short, it kind of works. And the other one is apparently a member of the Federation wearing a Star Trek tunic. There is no sticker on the tunic, but it does look really nice and mint. This isn't the first fashion doll I've seen wearing a Star Trek outfit. I actually own a couple. These are just like these things that I shouldn't collect, but absolutely will not part with because they are connected to Mego, Star Trek, and Planet of the Apes, which are two of my favorite things. So yeah, it's weird. It's totally, totally a weird thing. I have 3 of these now. Our next contestant is known as Tyrant Galactic, or I guess that's Galactic Tyrant in English. And he is very welcome here because he appears to be in the same series as my favorite knockoff figure ever, Terror from Beyond the Stars. The header card art is very similar. It's in the same language, but he is an absolutely different figure. And one, unlike Terror from Beyond the Stars, I can actually figure out where this head came from. His head is a copy of the Tomlin Toys The Fly head, which was also used in their Star Raiders line. I think he was Oov. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, the body appears to be a Tomlin body as well with those weird hands. He's got one claw and the other hand looks like it's giving the finger. I've never seen a jumpsuit quite like this, and I have no idea what's around his neck. It looks like some kind of fuzz or fur, and he's wearing some strange little boots. But what a cool toy, and I really hope that there's more to this series, because this is absolutely what I love about knockoff action figures, is they're like toys from the bizarro universe. You don't know what you're going to get, and this guy is just so special. He's so bizarre, and I have them on display together, the Terror from Beyond the Stars and Tyrant Galactic, on my wall over here in the office, and this kind of stuff is just so fun and infectious. Just a quick note to let you know that issue 6 of Toy Ventures magazine is now up for pre-order. It's a really great issue. We've got an exhaustive article on the Star Team line by Ideal Toys. We have a feature on Ultraman Halloween costumes by Corey Lechat. We have an amazing piece about Richie Rich toys produced by Dimensions for Children. A section on Lost Land of the Lost toys that we never got and should have. And we're continuing our coverage of the Mego Planet of the Apes line with a detailed look at Wave 1. All this and a free poster. Check it out at Plaid Stallion's shop. Thanks for looking. As always, I have saved the very best for last. And, I don't think that this guy needs much of an introduction. His name is Signor del Destino, and I believe that is Spanish, Producto Hong Kong. And yes, I have my first 12-inch Darth Vader knockoff, and he is a doozy. I can tell you right now, they've gone to great lengths to disguise him from being Darth Vader by adding the red and silver. It's a perfect job. I barely recognized him. His outfit appears to be, I don't know if this is like just a suit that would be used on a military figure, but they've added some silver highlights to it to make it look spacey. He's got your typical tall black boots that G.I. Joe knockoffs have. The body appears to be cheaply blow molded, but he does have knee articulation, which is surprising for something like this. And he comes with, I don't know if that's supposed to be his lightsaber, but it looks more like a baseball bat, or I don't know what that's supposed to be. He can't hold it. I guess it's a baton. He can't hold it. He has a really neat cape, though. It looks like a rip-off Batman cape. What a fantastic figure. If you guys know where this artwork maybe originated from, because it looks too good for this card. It looks like somebody took some other artwork and doctored it. Like, it looks like Star Wars artwork. I mean, there's Luke in the X-Wing with R2. I don't know. It looks really familiar, and someone's just kind of like quickly messed with it to make it look more like Signor del Destino. Honestly, this is a happy day. I've always wanted something as ridiculous as this, and I'm really sorry this didn't make it into Knockoffs, the book. Maybe that means I'll have to do a volume 2. So that is all the time I have in my knockoff unboxing. Thank you again for 15,000 subscribers. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you're new to this, please consider liking and subscribing, I guess. Lots more to come from this channel. And if you want to continue this conversation, I'm going to share photos and the like over in our Facebook group, Mego Knockoff Headquarters, where we talk about stuff like this. We're on a second anniversary, and it's a really fun group. Some of the stuff that shows up in there is just amazing. So thanks again, folks. And as always, be well and talk toys, not other people. Cheers.